Welcome to Tea Time with Mr. T, and I'm Mr. T, obviously. Today we'll be reviewing 2011 Black Star by White2Tea's. It's an orange. It's a pu'er stuffed orange. I'm gonna give you a smell. I got my guy one heating up. Got my timer right next to me. I'm gonna give it a smell. You really get the citrus smell in the bag. It's like I broke it up because it would be easier like that. You really get the citrus smell out of the bag. It's very, very nice. Got my gaiwan heated up now. Put this in here. Shoot. Kind of hard to see sometimes. Put this back in here and let it heat up. Give this a shake. Now, as I understand, they usually stuff these as gong ting. Oh, sweetness, orange. A little bit of earth, but mainly orange. Orange really seems to be the dominant smell here. Now, like I said, these are gong ting stuffed usually, and I am assuming that this is Mung Hai material. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really read the description. I got it as a sample from my friend Stan in our Discord group. Let's give this a rinse now and get the wet leaf smell. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's nice and thick looking. Ooh yeah, look at that. How dark this turned out from just the first from the wash. Oh yeah, you can definitely smell the orange in here. Orange and peat, like I get from from a lot of pu'ers. Shoe. Sweetness. Feed my piggies. They're pretty hungry. Hungry little bastards. Yeah, here we go. This is how I do it. Just give these. I'm gonna give it 2 rinses, but yeah, give it 2. These look high quality, very dark leaves. So I'm guessing this fermentation is a lot stronger than, or at least a little bit stronger than what is typically expected with shu. Sorry, I almost said shung. Oh shit. Oh, would you look at that? Pitch black almost from the second rinse. Oh yeah, that orange. Much stronger. Caramelized sugar. Peat, just very into the caramel sugar. There's a little bit of peat. Creamy, kind of vanilla-like almost. Let's see here. Let me clean this up a little bit since it's got tea everywhere on it. What you doing, Lucy? Gonna lay down on the box? The kitty Lucy's over here on the floor laying on a box. Keep this well heated. I usually drink some of the wash, but I didn't want to this one. Ooh, wow. You can smell the orange zest. It's like orange zest. Well, obviously because it has orange peel in it. Or tangerine, whatever. Something like that. Then you get baked notes like biscuity. Earth. Some sweetness. It's hard to describe the sweetness. It's like natural. Like sugar almost. Oh, no, I wouldn't say sugar. That orange, it mixes really well with the breadiness. I'm going to explain it like this. To me, my opinion, it smells like you've taken some orange marmalade or orange jelly, if you can find it, and put it on a homemade biscuit. Hot homemade biscuit, a fresh homemade biscuit. A little bit of orange marmalade. That's what it reminds me of. Get into our first brew here. A little bit more. There we go. Start. Gonna go for 10 seconds this first brew. All that goodness out of here. That orange, man. I really love this kind of tea. I'd like to try it with Xing and white tea. Yeah, that orange. It's like, if I had to guess what kind of orange it is, probably mandarin. That's what it reminds me of. Sorry, I've got a little bit of heartburn right now, so I'm hoping this might help. Sweetness is more apparent. Not really getting as much of the orange as I was. More soft peat smoke. Now I get the second brew going. Pour directly on this orange slice. Get some more of that orange goodness out of it. 15 seconds for this one. If you have this tea, please join along and drink with me. Or if you have another tea, this same type of tea, but maybe not this tea, but if you have the same type, please feel free to drink along with me. I might give you. I always find it helpful to have tasting notes. Have someone describe how something's tasting while I'm drinking with them to make it maybe give me an idea of what I'm tasting. So I'm going to go steep by steep here. This, I think, is like $11 for one of these. For 30, it's got like 35 grams. Salud. See, it's a little bit lighter, this one. It's not quite as dark. Salud. First infusion. A little bit of earth and wood. The orange is in there, but it's just a hint. I probably could have used a little bit more of the orange. It's a hint. orange. Spicy, like hard to describe the spiciness. Imagine orange zest kind of spicy. The orange adds a little bit of sweetness on the tail end. Also adds a slight citrus flavor, obviously. Baked note is still there. I'm not really getting much of the peat in this one. Maybe some mushroom. That orange peel right at the end, it has a little bit of kick at the end. A little bit of just potent, strong earthiness. I won't call it bitterness because it's not like that. It's a very strong, potent flavor at the end. Texture's a little chalky in the mouth. Now this one, second steeping, I'm definitely getting the orange more. Not so much of the smoke and stuff like that I was getting earlier. Sweetness, a little orange zest sweetness. Little bread, like I said earlier, marmalade biscuit. A little bit of earthiness. Just getting the water going here again. I should have added more orange peel. I'm not really getting the honey, the caramelized sugar smell I usually get from Shu in the dry gong da bei, sorry. Not really getting that. I'd almost say this probably isn't the highest quality Shu, whatever. Yeah, you get a little bit of that citrus note, some earthiness. Mainly earthiness in the gaiwan lid. Excuse me. A little must, maybe? Like an attic. I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping this orange peel would have been a little bit stronger because I've had some that the orange was very, very strong on, even using a little bit, but I used quite a bit of that orange peel in this one, and I'm not really getting too strong an orange flavor, and that kind of disappoints me. A little bit disappointed. But it's still good. I mean, it's relaxing. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling this. I don't know if it's this tea or the tea that I had before this, but it's relaxing. It's warming. This would be good in winter, this kind of tea. Yeah, orange mainly on the gaiwan lid. I usually like to pour directly into the gong da bei, but I can't really do that with this gaiwan since it's an easy gaiwan, and I never was good at making the aperture small enough to be able to pour, but even with a normal gaiwan. It's the second steep. Much like the first one, first steep, but the orange is a little bit more in the middle. Has a little bit of sweetness, and there's a little tiny bit of dark chocolate here. $85–90% dark chocolate. That level of chocolate, cocoa. Earthy. Orange is not all. The orange appears in different parts of the finish randomly. Like that time, the first time it was in the middle. Now it's kind of on the tail end. That last sip, it was right up front. First thing I tasted. Let's give steep number 3 a smell. See, it's brewed darker this time than the last one. It's weird. Oh yeah, still the orange is there. Peaty note is there. Very peaty. Little foam on the top, not very much. You can see a little bit of an oil slick on there, but I think that's probably from natural tea oils and oranges. We brew this at 207 this time. Not going to reheat the water. Not with this steep anyways. Yeah, this is pretty good. It's not the best one I've had, but it's decent. I mean, could be worse, could be better. I'd like to see one of these made with Shing. Sorry, I'd like to see one of them made with Shing. Wonder if they would do that. I really like to get a clay teapot. That would probably be better. Because with these dark teas like this, these fermented teas, it doesn't matter if you break the cha down. Unless the tea hasn't been aged very well. Then if it's a younger tea that's been well, not younger. If it's about middle-aged, I'll try young to middle-aged tea. I'll try to not break the cha down, but if it's older stuff, I don't really care. Don't really mind. Usually, the teas that I don't break the cha down are younger Shing, and green tea. Unless I'm drinking it out of a cup. If I'm drinking it like grandpa style, there's obviously going to break the cha down. But the green tea I have isn't bitter, so. Third steep. The orange flavor kind of surrounds your tongue, like if you imagine that this tea was like a square or a ball. The orange is like on the outside of the ball, if that makes sense. It's like on the outside. And the aftertaste of the orange, it lingers for a couple seconds. That dark chocolate note is in the middle, along with some earthiness. Not a lot of earthiness, but it's there. Mainly what I'm getting is Mainly I'm getting dark chocolate and orange. If you like the chocolate oranges that you can buy and you smash on the table and all that, if you like that, you probably like this. If you like oranges, you'll like this. If you like chocolate, you'll probably like this. I mean, oranges are good. I don't really usually eat them, but forest floor, sweetness. The orange, tiny hint of sweetness on the front of my tongue. Still a little chalky, a little drying. I would guess this Gong Ting, even though it comes from a good trusted source like it comes from White2Te, I wouldn't say this in my personal opinion, I wouldn't say this is high quality Gong Ting. I think it's probably mid to lower quality. It would make sense to stuff it more with that than it would with good stuff, because you could just make the good stuff into a cake. It's bad to pack the lower quality stuff. You can just stuff in these oranges because it kind of masks the flavor a little bit. The orange is just out of this world. It's spicy like if you've had curry before, it kind of reminds me of that kind of spice. Not necessarily those spices, but that kind of spice profile it has, along with a little bit of orange zest. Yeah, the orange, taste it on this, in the middle of your tongue and in your throat. It's very warming. Let's get this next one going. 30 seconds for this steep. This one looks a little lighter. You can probably see it looks a little lighter. Yeah, the orange is forefront here. A little hint of brown sugar, maybe some chocolate. Yeah, it's starting to lighten up. Probably get 2 more out of this. Let's see here. See, you can see it's a little lighter than it was. Let's see. Yeah, the orange. This has gotten smooth. The orange is kind of taking the lead here. A little woodiness to this tea. A little woodiness on the orange. A little earth maybe. Yeah, maybe I was wrong about the orange not being very present, because it's kind of like, it's not strong, but it's like a punch, and it lets you know that it's there. Earth, dark chocolate on the aftertaste. It's not quite the orange, like I said, the orange is there, but it's like pow, punch. But it's not like strong punch. It's like like enough to let you know that it's there. Like in the center of your tongue, and then when you swallow it's in the back of your throat. It's very warming. Sorry, I got the pu'er boops. Pu'er boops, whatever, burps, sorry, pu'er burps. Oh yeah. Orange comes in strong on the Gaiwan lid. And this steep, the wood, and this time the smell of the wet leaves is like earth and mushrooms and a little bit of wood, the tiniest hint of something like an orange essential oil. Like if you were making something like orange bread, orange cake, or your own homemade soda or something like that. Concentrated orange oil. But very lightly. It's a very nice touch. Again, I'm not sure where I feel on this tea. I'm not sure where this base tea is from. I'd like to know, but you know how that goes. There's a hole right there that lets steam out, and I always seem to manage to get it on my fingers. Yeah, this Gaiwan hasn't really been absorbing any flavors from anything in it, because I can taste everything pretty cleanly out of it. The only thing it takes out is a little bit of the bitterness out of Sheng, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. The raw stuff. The raw pu'er. Doing 30 seconds this one. 35, sorry. 35. Still a little dark. Not quite as dark. Get all my money's worth out of this. Now I got this from my friend Stan on the Tea Discord server, as well as a sample of some other raw pu'er, and to do like a taste test comparison of new versus old. Good guy. I'm gonna have to send him a package. 4th steep, or maybe 5th. This might be the 5th steep. 4th or 5th. I'll say that.
For a long time, but recently their 9-year-old cats have had to.
Sorry, let me mute that. I wasn't expecting that.
And then she needs a regular checkup every couple of months, and then just the.
They must have used their phones to turn it on accident. That orange comes in pops now. It's sweeter now. Less spicy, more fruity. Forest floor, maybe. Orange, like I said, comes in pops in this 5th. I'm going to call it 5th. This one's a 6th. In the 5th steeping, I'm going to say that the orange really comes through in bursts. It's not like a constant flavor. You get the forest floor, and you get the earth, a little bit of mushroominess, little tiny hint of baked breads, and then in between tasting those things, the orange shows up. It's like it shows I'm here. Don't forget me, kind of. This one is much lighter. The orange is kind of subsided into like a candied orange, like a caramelized orange. Gonna reheat my water. Then I'm gonna have the last steeping brew. A little warm in here. I didn't turn my AC on because I wanted y'all to be able to hear me. Hope I look good in this. Wanted to look a little professional, a little bit different today. I think I might make this my costume for this channel. Yeah, I got into this kind of Kung Fu Cha a while ago. I joined a tea group to get recommendations for like chai tea, spot masala chai, and some guy had said that I should try Kung Fu, and I said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, basically, it's brewing with a higher water to leaf ratio for shorter amounts of time," and he was kind enough to send me some samples of an oolong. I think one was Tiguanyin, another one was Da Hong Pao, I think, and the last one was a sheng called a raw pu'er called, I think it was Jing My Love. It's like last year or the year before, and he told me I could do it with boiling water and 2 glasses, and that's how I started. I used 2 glasses. I used 1 glass to brew in, and then I used a strainer to strain the leaves and pour into another glass. It was very interesting and enlightening. I remember it made me, after drinking the tea Guanyin, I didn't figure it would make me that shaky, but it sure did. More so than even coffee. Orange is up front this steep. Second to last steep. 40 seconds for the last steep. Orange is up to the front. Chocolate ain't there anymore. The fruitiness, and it's like earthiness. Texture's not really quite chalky anymore. Not very mineral like anymore. Last steeping. As you can see, this last steep is very much lighter. Oh yeah, that orange. Caramelized orange. Sauteed orange, flambéed orange, whatever you want to call it. Baked orange. Drizzled some, sorry. Orange and minerality. I think that minerality is probably what's causing the chalkiness. It's not quite as chalky. It's a little bit more drying. That orange, the woodiness makes me think of you took a bite of a orange and it had the stem on it. Let's see here. Ooh, right there. The end. Orange and chocolate flavors come together and they meld to like this harmonious balance of sweetness of the orange, a little bit of sourness of the orange, and the sour, slightly bitter character of baking chocolate. They meld, they complement each other. Marshmallows, which is weird because I didn't get anything out of this earlier. Toasted marshmallows and vanilla. Let's get into this last 7th steep here. You can see a little bit of the oil on top of it. The orange. You can really taste the orange. It's like a. Imagine you took a bite out of an orange and tasted the zest at the same time. Can't really taste the base to you too much. It's kind of like if they're. It's like the earthiness and the chocolate have died down in the. There's a woodiness to it, but it's not. Can't really taste this. This can't be high grade Gongting. Little saltiness in the back of the throat, a little bit of minerality. Usually by the time a tea starts tasting like minerality, I usually know it's dead. This tea made at 7 steeps. Little brothy. It's a little bit of orange. Little bit. The spiciness has come back just a little bit. Chocolate came back there in that last sip with the orange, but the orange was a lot less this time. It was like a hint. A little earthiness, the aftertaste, minerality. The chalkiness came back. It's like you've swallowed either chalk or chalk dust or talcum powder. All right, let's get the last smell of this. Ooh, that orange is very strong in smell. Orange, again, mainly orange. Little bit of breadiness. Overall, this is a decent tea. I mean, I wouldn't consider this a great example of what Xinhui or Xinhui, however you pronounce it, Chinpi orange tea. I wouldn't call this a great example of it because while the orange was punchy, it wasn't as bold as I would like it to be. Even though I added a good amount of the orange, it wasn't quite as punchy. And the chocolate aftertaste lasts and lingers. Even now I'm still tasting it. The chalkiness is still there, kinda. Little drying, little cooling. Regarding the Gongting that this is supposed to be, with these kind of things are usually stuffed with, I've only had one White2Tea's Xing raw pu'er, and that one was good. But if this is if this is like their standard flavor and quality of their pu'er, I'm very disappointed because I've had better stuff from bigger companies than White2Tea's. I mean, it was, I would call the medium grade long Gongting, maybe low grade. I know that they usually stuff these oranges with the lower grade stuff to make it where it's easier to drink and sell. To be honest, I think a better example of these comes from Purple Cloud Tea House. My friend Dave. He sells them in packs of 3 that are $9. And little 10-gram oranges, and the flavor from those, the orange is very, very strong in that. Very spicy, very much like orange spice. Like if you were to add orange to curry or something like that. I think even the tea in those is probably a better quality. I don't know the company that makes them, but I'll put it down in the box below. And it's just, I think those are better quality than this one. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy this. I can't. If you like this kind of tea, just for the experience, I would say buy it. But as for an honest recommendation of whether I would buy this because I enjoy it, or tell someone else to buy it because I enjoy it, I can't do that. I mean, it's good, but it's not like quality to me. I'm very disappointed in this. I mean, I'm gonna finish it, but I won't buy any more of it. Not from this company. White2Te made great shoe cake. The 2017 Sloppy Jimbo. That was a good cake. That was good cake and good pour. But this, if I had to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I'd give this 3.5 or 4 at the most. But you don't want to hear me ramble on. You just want to know facts about the tea. 2011. The leaves are older than 2011. The orange was dried in 2011. The leaves are 3 or 4 years older. Dongting most likely. Menghai most likely. Average at the best. At the very best, it's average. Well, I'm done, and I'm going to say goodbye now. I hope you find peace and tranquility and serenity in tea in your Gong Fu sessions. Find mindfulness. Have a wonderful day, wonderful tea session, and drink as many teas as you can to experience, because life is about experiences. Have a wonderful day.